Hopefully we get Maximiliano back. Maximiliano. Well, we're back, even though my bloody system decided to... The network adapter went. That is so annoying. Network adapter went, and I was absolutely screwed. Just about to read Maximiliano's information about his job. So he's about to get quite important information here. Quite important information. He really needs he really needs to be back on the line. Come on, Maximiliano. I need you back here. Your friend's gone. Friend. Why do I say friend? Definitely a left-sided head. I don't know. I've got a sort of left side. I had a left-sided head issue with this person. Quite. What if he knows anybody who died somewhere? Something to break. Could have been a brain tumor, couldn't it? We're live and we're doing a tarot card again. My poor old computer is a little bit old. I do need another one. I will be getting another one, and it will have a better than VGA webcam, because VGA webcams are pretty poor. Yeah, pretty poor. And but we will be getting one. Oh, I'm fine. I'm in South UK. I saw you on one of the other websites. Let's see, about 3 or 4 nights ago on an American one. I had an issue with. I've come back on. I've been on for a little while, and then my blooming network adapter decided to freeze on me, didn't it? So that wasn't very good. Not good. But anyway, we're here. I'm at the beck and call of my guide. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I was about to read. I'd read Maximiliano. I've seen Maximiliano around as well. And I'd read him a question about his work, his job, and he said, "Well, we can see if there's any information about the actual job." And I was just about to deal the card, and the adapter went, didn't it? I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!" So bloody annoying. I mean, I do have to get a new computer, and the next computer will not have a VGA webcam. Believe me, it's like looking through a sort of sandpit, isn't it? It's really not very good, and I can't put any background on because it's not a good enough computer to be able to get rid of the wall behind me. So unfortunately, I'm sort of working with, until Maximiliano comes back on. I'm working with my Gilded Tarot today because it's a brand new deck. Well, it's not a brand new deck, but I've not used it. So my guide's sort of getting used to how we work together, because that's basically how I work with my guide. I sort of let him, and he's a soldier from back in the 1800s. One of these soldiers that used to work fighting in Africa and on horseback. So yeah, he's a quite a character if I listen to him occasionally. But yeah, I tend not to hear them. I tend to feel spirit rather than hear them. They do speak to me occasionally, but mainly show me a few pictures. And so my wife died in April, and like two nights ago, she came up and gave me a few pictures and had a chat with me. So it's an interesting ability. It can be good and it can be bad. It's one of those things. Like I read her mum's cards, and the spirit basically got me as far as the middle and said, and I just burst into tears, and they stopped me from reading and said, you can't read anymore. Basically, 12 months later, she died. And it said it in the cards. But I was saying in the last stream, I go by the gypsy rule, which is, don't you dare quit on me, computer. Which is basically, if I see anything bad, unless the person asks, I want to know anything bad, I don't say anything bad, because it comes back on me tenfold. So if I told you, oh, you're going to die in a car accident, then I would get 10 times worse that back on me. So the gypsy way is not to ever tell bad news. So if you ever see a gypsy and they say, oh, yes, you've got something bad happening to you here, they're not a gypsy. Believe me, they are fake, because no gypsy on earth will be accepting the tenfold back on themselves. So, would you like 3 cards anyway, Techie? Or you got a particular question you want to? You want a particular question, or do you want to just have a 3 general card for you? I don't mind. Whatever you like. I'm trying to. I'm half listening to, and I'm half trying to see what. You could come back. You're okay. I don't mind at all. I don't mind at all. I'm actually sat here waiting for the. Wait, hang on. Before you go. Ooh, you've got the star. They've made me drop the star. So before you go, Techie, things are turning. Things are turning. Things are starting to happen, and yeah, things are definitely starting to happen, and I wouldn't be surprised. They've made me drop that for a reason. So before you go, you watch out. Maximiliano, my network adapter died. My network adapter died. And I'm so glad you came back. Because what they put in is actually quite interesting. Yeah, I know it was. I was about to tell you something, and all of a sudden, everything just died. What's that one? Well, can I drop this? Yeah, you can. Yeah, can I? I'll just answer Maximiliano's, because I need to just finish the last 3 cards before the network went down, Techie. So whatever it is, Maximiliano, is quite a bit of a battle. It's going to be quite a task. It's almost like you're sort of working. Oh, you're not quite sure which way it's going to go, or what to do, and it's a bit of it's a little bit of a battle. I think it's more of a battle in your head. You to decide, is this really what we're trying to do? I've got the 8 of Pentacles, which is basically, this is a good idea. This is everything. Everything will everything is about money. It's the rose. It's nurture. You're right. It's possibly something that you've all the rose in the middle would suggest it's something that you've already nurtured, something you've already had an idea of. So it's something that you've already got inside you, something that you already know. But it's almost like you don't really realize you've got this skill, but it's definitely a skill that's there in the middle, the rose, and it's definitely a very lucrative skill because you've got eight pentacles, eight discs of money around the side. Now, this is the interesting card. This is the interesting card, and it's we got a Six of Swords. Yeah, okay, Techie. So we've got a Six of Swords, and do you see the pyramid in? Hopefully, on your side, it's the left-hand side, isn't it? On my side, it's the right, but never mind. So this is a person who's going to be. He's dancing away. He's enjoying this. This is a good decision. He's laid his stake in the ground. There's a stake in the ground in this swords one, and it's probably one of the only good. There's very few good sword cards in this deck. Very few. This is one, and this is basically foreign lands. This is not local. I don't see you staying where you are. That is a travel card. This is you taking up foot, putting that stake in the ground that's next to the pyramid, and you're going to put that stake somewhere, and it's not going to be where you are now, which is probably why we have a little bit of a battle, because I see that being. I don't know whether you're one for moving, but I'd guess you're not. So this is going to be a bit of a. From the cards, it's suggesting you're not one for moving, and not one for wanting to just get up and go and work in a different country or a different town a long way away. And it's suggesting it's going to be a bit of a battle in the head for you to think, shall I do it or shan't I? But it's going to be something that you've done before, that you know. And I don't see it. I really don't see it being local. I really don't see it being local, Maximiliano. Does that surprise you? Or are you looking further afield? Look at my down there. Oh, you may be going back to where you came from. You may be coming back to where you've came from. And if the cards are right, that's going to be a real battle in your head. You're going to be thinking, oh, do I really want to go back? Do I really want to go back? Yeah, the cards are saying it's a battle, but it's also saying it's a damn good idea. So I see you moving away from where you are now. But it's a damn good job, and you've done this. You've either done it before, or it's something that's in your head that that just seems a great idea. But yeah, it will be a very difficult decision. And I wish you luck, because those two people were battling out the cards, saying like, "Oh, we're really, real good battle." But I hope that it's almost imminent. It's very, very soon. We're talking we're certainly talking in the next. My guide with those cards tends to talk about in 3-month chunks. So I'd say within the next 3 months. If he wanted to make it longer, he would have made me take 6 cards. But no, that was within 3 cards. It was straight away. So I'd be saying, certainly be saying somewhere in the next 3 months, you'll find at least the opportunity suddenly arise, and it will be a very difficult decision for you. I'm afraid I can't help you with a decision, but it looks a good idea, mate. It really does. It does look like a good idea. Really does. I've got a feminine influence in that. It's as if the role, the job, has something to do with female. It has a feminine. It has a female influence. I see a female influence in that job, because they gave me the 8 with a female rather than the 9 with a male, which they could have done. So thank you very much. Have a nice day, and we'll just go up there to techies. Oh, she already got one. Let's have a look. I'm just wondering, Techie. I've got 2 cards here, and my guide doesn't always answer a yes/no. Well, it's not me that does it, Maximiliano. It's my guide. So I'll thank the guide, and hopefully you also know this person who's around you with the on the left side head, which was burning. It's as if he died from something on the head, or they died of something on the left side of the head. So, what we'll do with we'll do it with these cards first. See if they you can answer with from this. I do have the other set of cards, Techie. My guide is really good at, and we have a question spread, but he doesn't always. They don't always answer direct questions that are like yes or no. But we'll see what he does with this. Okay, soldier. We have Techie 1. I think it was Techie that we spoke. I think it was Techie without the 1 that I saw last time. We are looking at the job that has just gone off the top. I'll just slide it up a little bit if I can. Right. So we're looking at the music job. Are you okay, guide? When do you want me to stop, guide? You okay with that? So again, we split 3 times in my left hand because I'm right-handed. I'd say the dropped cards have been phenomenally important today. It's been awkward. It's given me the first card is really, really, really odd. And why? Right. Okay. I'm going to tell you the 3 cards first. Yeah. So, yeah, that was Maximiliano's because it went. The computer went off while I was giving him the last 3 cards. So unfortunately, when he came back on, I really have to finish that deck. So I'd already shuffled it and selected his 3 cards. So the first card for you is the King of Pentacles, and it's upside down. Now, this guy's got where he is by stealth, by his intellect. He knows what he's doing. Oh right, yeah. Yeah. I think it was just techie the other time. This guy's got where he is by intellect, by it's your knowledge that's got you there. But again, you're not there's a sort of negative side to this person, in that what you it's almost like saying you have a tendency to get where you want and then not be not be happy, but you want to do something new almost straight away. And all right, okay, that's why he's put that in. I can tell with the next cards. So what he's saying is, whatever you choose, right, they're trying to say, please stop going into a job and thinking, but I want to try something else. And it's almost like that's as if what they're saying. They're saying, look, it gets where he is. It is, and if you turn it the correct way around, what you can see, hopefully, is a person who is looking up into the stars. He's quite happy with what he's got. He's not looking at who's helped him there. He's not looking at the people around him. And he's almost, but because it's upside down, it's saying this person gets there and he's not. I don't know whether it's not particularly not happy. It's just, oh, I've got to move on. I want something else. I need to move on. And they're saying, we've really got to be careful here. We need to make sure you don't do this again, because it's not going to be good for you in this next, whatever role you take next. I say whatever because your next card is a Two of Pentacles. I'll put it out a bit. As you can see in the background, we have the ship. You're ready to go on a new journey. There is a new way opening up. Well, the interesting thing, Techie, there's not one, there's two. You might get this one, but I tell you what, there's two here, and you're thinking, oh hell, he's juggling. You're juggling two in this one. You're actually juggling two, and you're thinking, oh hell. And both of these are actually already, the ship in the background is saying these are already set. They're already going. The ship has already departed. This decision has already been made. Whatever it is, the answer has already been made by the powers that be, and you can't change it because it's already set sail. But I see two. And he's quite happy. This guy he's thinking, this is quite handy. I think you'll get. It looks like you're going to get it, but it looks like you'll get something else as well. I see two. I see two roles coming. the problem that right, there's with this particular role, yeah, 2 offers. I've got 2 offers in here. I've got a direction. Yeah. I mean, that's why it's the 2. That's why it's the 2, and it's the pentacles as well. So it's money. It's physical things like jobs, money, houses. There's a little dolphin in there, even by the ship, that says, you know, this is, you need to use your intelligence and work out which one of these 2 that you really need to have. And I think, as far as the job, the question that you've actually asked me, I'm pretty certain that this is what the guide is my guide is trying to say. So it came in, it's actually upside down. So we'll come to that in a minute. But it's the 9 of Swords. So I don't know if you can see this, but there's you're basically lying on a bed thinking, and you're really puzzled. You need a rest. This is too much to think about at the minute, and you're sort of puzzled, and you're like, well, I can't. I know what I want to do, but I'm not quite sure. It's almost like you got self-doubt because it's upside down now. So, because if it was the right way up, I would be saying, yeah, you're gonna come step back a little. You're gonna sit and think this one out properly, and you're gonna make sure that you get the right one. But because it's upside down, what it's saying is, in the window, there's a little owl. And this is actually quite critical for this particular card, because what it's saying is, you know, there are people out there willing to help you. There are people out there helping that want to help you, but you don't seem to be asking the right people, or you're not asking the right questions. You need to be a little bit more outgoing and go and help people. Go and ask for help. And I think if you want this role and you want it to really work, what my guide is basically saying by putting that upside down is saying, try and be a little bit more outgoing, and try and ask for help. Why does he keep making me say that the other way around? Don't know why he keeps making me say help people. He keeps butting in and say help people instead of ask for help. But me reading that card, it means upside down, that owl in the window, it means there's people out there to help you, but you seem to be secluding yourself, you know, stepping back, and that might be a little bit, that might not be very good for the role you're trying to do, because you're gonna not step back too far, and you need to be able to be a little bit more forward and a little bit more outgoing and ask for help. So if you ever get a problem, they don't want you to do that and bar the window with swords and keep people out, because at the minute that's what they seem to be worried about, that you're going to go for it, and then as soon as a problem hits, you're going to bar the window with knives so that people, well, swords, so that people can't get in, but the poor owl can't get in, and the owl can't help you. The funny thing is, my guide keeps saying help people. My guide keeps saying help people, which is really strange. We can ask. You've just asked that question. Let's see. We'll ask because it's quite interesting. An interesting one. That particular. So we've got two. I've got two roles out there. I've definitely. It just keeps saying help people. He obviously likes that. He thinks that's brilliant. I mean, it helps people. Yeah, help people. He really does like the fact that you're helping people. Or you've got a guide out there. I don't know who it is. They've not shown themselves to me yet. The other two they did, but yours hasn't. But whoever your guide is definitely saying, you know, they're very happy that you're helping people. She helps people, but is that what he's saying? I think he's saying, you know, she helps people, but she needs to ask for help herself. That is what he's saying. You know, that is what he's saying. That's why he said it. He said, God, she helps people so much, but she's not asking for help herself. And you need to ask for help yourself, because all they seem to be seeing is you helping other people. But occasionally, Techie, you need to help. You need to ask for help yourself. So I've got the Four of Cups the right way round, which means it is imminent. Come on, you can say yes or no to me, can't you? I'll tell you what, we'll do the question. I can't tell whether you're female or male. I need to know whether you're female or male for this next little spread. Yes, yeah. They've just said imminent. They've said short term, very very soon. Right. Okay. So female. So we're going to go for a wish card. Female. My female empress, and we're going to say the sword down is a yes. We have beaten the system, and a sword up means no. So guides, we will go through. Whoa. Bloody hell. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this. So I dropped two cards, right? Which two cards do I pull out? What do you think, Techie? Empress. That's you. And it's the right way up. I don't know. I really didn't know I'd drop these two cards. Was it a good idea? We have the Nine of Pentacles. You know what the Nine of Pentacles means? Go on. If you've been on one or two sites, you might know what the Nine of Pentacles means. It basically means this idea is very good for you. It's this person has sat down and she's actually done everything she wanted to do, and she's made money from it. She's actually done really, really well. I think in the background, in the front, you've got the fruits of your labors. Yeah. And in the background, you've got the rose. So the rose is basically your skill set. So you've used your skills and your knowledge, and it's more skills than knowledge. It's more skills. You've used your skills. You've got the fruits of all your works have come through. So Nine of Pentacles is basically it's basically wealth from hard work, basically. So it's yeah, the wish fulfillment on this deck is a Seven of Cups, which actually was one of the next cards. So, yeah, I don't believe that. That's just right next to the next two. The two cards were together. That's just weird. That is just absolutely weird. So yeah, that is a bloody good card. They've basically said absolutely just don't even look back, but look after yourself, because you do have this tendency to help people, and because that's what my guide kept saying, help people. But the card's saying you need to ask for help. So it's like, you do have a tendency to help others, but not help yourself. And they're a little bit worried. I think they just, I think that they're a little bit worried about you, that you're just going to get too much on top of yourself, and you're not gonna ask for help when you really need it. Yeah, this choice between the two jobs is appears to be quite imminent. Um, it's almost saying, it's almost past tense. It's almost as if it's already been decided. It's, the spirits have already decided which way it's going, and that's it. You're not going to be able to change the course of things. Which there's another card that would have suggested that, but whether that one comes up after that, I don't know. But it's certainly one of those things that they like what's happening. It's just that they're a little bit worried that if anything goes wrong, you're going to put that guard up against the window and not ask for help. So please ask for help when you need it, because your spirit guide will be there, and they'll be trying to help you along. So always keep an eye out for them. Always ask them a question, and remember one thing: when something happens and you think, "Oh, that's a coincidence, isn't it?" In spiritualist work, there's no such thing as coincidence. It's usually the spirits making it happen. And so if you ever see something and think, "Oh, that's a coincidence. I was just thinking about that, and it happened," it's not a coincidence. The spirits have actually told you that something's. You need to see something. You need to do something, or you need to know I'm there, and that's what usually that's what usually these coincidences are. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely about asking for help. Have a nice time, Techie, and I hope my guide shouting helps people like, was a bit of a fun, because I couldn't work out why he was putting that in my head. It was like, well, what on earth are you saying? Helps people, and then you must help people. It's like, very odd. But I hope it was helpful. Yeah, and I do always pack it. My wife died in April of a brain tumor. I actually collect for brain tumor research in England. So if you ever go on there and go on to Just Giving, I'm John Seekings, and basically I'm doing a half marathon. So I think John Seekings and half marathon in Just Giving comes up with John and Adrian's brain tumor research. Yeah, so yeah, it is free, but hey, if you see me on Just Giving, then a couple of one or two little coins would be most welcome. Yeah, she died of a brain tumor, so I'm lucky because she died in April, and I was talking to her last Thursday night, so it was quite good. It's actually quite soothing to know that she's on the other side, and she's actually, yeah, she's now quite nice and healthy. That it's strange because they can put themselves forward. They make themselves look however they wanted to look. So if you die at 90 years old, it doesn't go that people will see you as a spirit looking 90 years old. If you want to look like you looked when you was 12, then you can come back looking like you were 12. And she's sort of come back and she looks more like a sort of I'd say she looks about 30, 40 years old, and she's given herself a good waistline, which I'm afraid the drugs from the brain tumor didn't really help very much. So horrible drugs they are. Don't wish it on it. I wouldn't wish it on an enemy, really wouldn't. But never mind. It means I can help people, and it means, in fact, it was my dead wife that told me to do this. I mean, because I've always done it since when I was a teenager, and a gypsy's son taught me how to do it and taught me how to read palms. And and she says, "No, you've got to go and do it. You've got." And obviously, she's telling me. She told me through another spiritualist actually. And she says, "Look, I've got your wife here." She says, "You've got to do the cards. You've got to put yourself into the cards and help people." So I'm just doing what the wife told me, as usual. Even when she's dead, she's telling me what to do. It's quite hilarious, really, isn't it? I've got a picture up there looking at me smiling. Yeah, probably will be. But it's quite handy. It's quite handy as a spiritualist. To have that ability to just have that confirmation is oh god, yeah, the wife is always right. You cannot believe it. Whatever, it doesn't matter what the discussion was. I can almost say without any doubt she was right every single time. I'd say something, and I'm not quite sure, but I think this. And she said, "Oh no, I think you'll find it." For heaven's sake, even when she had the brain tumor, so a short-term memory's gone. And I remember saying, "Oh, where's the?" I think I've got a crystal ball, and God knows where the crystal ball is. I think it got lost in the move 6-7 years ago. Says, "Oh no, it's downstairs in the cupboard, third shelf up, far back on the right-hand side." You have to be joking. You've got a brain tumor. And I went down. She says, "Well, was it?" Yes, exactly the same bloody place. I like, how do you remember such amazing detail like that? And how do you remember when you've got a bloody brain tumor, for God's sake? Oh yeah. I mean, Techie, she was always so right every time. And aren't women always? I mean, I don't know what Andre thinks of that, but yeah, it can get annoying sometimes. It got annoying quite often. Oh God, Lorraine, you're right again. I don't believe it. Yeah, you're totally right. Amazing. What time are we on? 44 minutes. my first one went about half an hour before the before my Wi-Fi went and blew up. My adapter blew up, Andre. I'm glad you think it's funny, Techie. Yeah, you can ask a question if you want, or do you want a general three cards? Like I say, if anybody wants to go on Just Giving and look for John and Adrian's half marathon in aid of brain tumor research, or look for John Seekings, SWKINGS. I must put that in some. That's fine. Put it on here. I'll put it on here. Hang on a minute. Oops. Oh, I've got to spell things. On just Tom. I will put that on. So if you search for John Seekings brain tumor research on justgiving.com, I think the description is something like John and Adrian. I think it says something like that on it. John, oh well, without the two A's. John and Adrian's half marathon, but it is free. I'm not asking for handouts, but if you do want to give a little bit of a nudge to my awful fundraising, I'm literally so far behind. I'm supposed to be trying to get a plaque for her in the place where they look at in the brain tumor research organization, but I'm not going to get enough money for that. But never mind, I'll try and get as much as I can. If you do go on and check it, if you want to share it, even if you just share it, I'll be more than happy with you doing that. So anyway, thank you, Andre. Do you want to ask a question, or do you want a general spread? I can give you a past, present, future 3 cards, or I can give you we can ask a question and we'll. Yeah, you can ask a question. Oh. What question would you like? I'm working with my Gilded Tarot today. All right, Andre's question. What's falling? What's falling? What's falling? What's falling? Ooh. I'll have to think about that one. I've got a devil card. Well, that's health. Could be health. We'll have to work. We'll have to see what the 3 cards come out. But the devil card is usually where health is not quite going the way somebody is expecting. So health not particularly good. I'm waiting for my guide. I'm waiting for my guide to say, right, okay, we can stop shuffling. But at the minute, he's just putting bloody. He keeps pushing cards up. He's been doing that all evening. He's been making me drop cards, and the cards have been absolutely phenomenal. God knows. This is a new way of working for my guide. It really is doing well. Dear. He comes from the 1800s, and he is a soldier that used to fight in Africa on horseback, I believe. Ooh, are we there? Oh, I think we're there. I think he's going to let me split it. So in true gypsy authorization, I'm right-handed, so I choose my left hand and I split it 3 times with my left hand. But I think the computer reverses that, doesn't it? So it doesn't look like left on there. Right. So, an itchy nose. Did somebody have a? Oh, good grief! Did somebody who you know die with something to do with a nose? Because this is weird. I can't bloody stop it. Okay, take that away from me, please. So, well, the first card I've got is it's basically the 8 of Swords. So this person is they're surrounded by swords, but she's blindfolded. This person is blind to something. You need to take the blindfold off. It's something somewhere isn't quite, or somebody has to take the blindfold off. Somebody's not seeing things for what it is, or they don't understand the situation. So perhaps Dave. I mean, if this is indirect thought of David, it's almost like he's blind to the situation. He doesn't even know. At the minute, there is no. It's almost like he's blindfolded, and he doesn't even know anything's going on. Ooh, that's interesting. So we've got the again upside down 6 of Wands. So let me take that off me, please. All right. So this person is he's been there, seen it, done it, ready to I see the battle being won. But why has my guide put it upside down? I see it being, it's basically the people, I'll show it you. It's the people on the bottom, right? So basically the guys put the people on top by putting it upside down. So we've got a good situation, but it won't be, it will need the help of other people. You need the help of other people, because at the minute, if I'm right, the David is blind to this. It is totally he's not seeing it as you think he's seeing it. It's either not clear, or it's just blind to the situation. But I've got a definite need to take the blindfold off. If it's David's that's got to take the blindfold off, then he's totally is oblivious to it. He's not. He's putting his blindfold on and pretending it's not there, or he's put the blindfold on and he really doesn't know it's there. I don't know which one at that point. I know the Six of Wands is saying you're quite proudly coming into this and with help of other people, and yeah, you've got the flag waving in the card, and everything's really good. Everything's really nice. You've got, it's a 6. It's one of these cards where things have happened. Things will happen, and they'll happen well, and they'll happen to your liking, but you're gonna need help from other people, which is sort of like the last card, which is trying to look into the future. So we try and look into the future, and we say, well, we've gone for the 6. There's more swords. We've gone for the 6 of Swords this time. Whoops, lifted it up a bit. So she's in a. This person is in a boat. They've set off. They've decided, like, they've decided whatever the decision is that you're going to make, or whatever the decision is that either of you make, is going to be. It's going to have to be well thought out and well decided. We've got a little frog at the bottom, which is basically it's a bit, I don't know whether you know, it's like the old English fables of you go out and kiss the frog and it becomes your prince. But if you see the little frog on the bottom, basically it's things are turning, things are about to change. You've got the moon in the distance, the stars up above. Oh dear, this is going lovesick here. The boat is now in the future. The boat sailed. You're sailing on it, and you've got the frog down there ready to be kissed, and it's like, oh God, how sickly. But it's no, I don't think so. Because, whoops, card disappeared. I don't think he does. I've got that person. That card was upside down, and if you look at the person, if you look at the person, can you see the person? She's got a blindfold on. And basically, that blindfold means one of you is blind to the situation. Well, it's not going to be you. So one can only think it's the other person. So the other person is completely blind to this situation. Yeah, and the second card says it's not going to be just you to open the person's eyes. It's going to take your friends. It's going to take your friends and people who know you to help you get this person to know what the situation is. Because at the minute, if there is anything there, he's certainly not. He's either blind to the situation because he wants to ignore it, or he's blind to it because he doesn't know it exists. And I can't, unless we've got any more card afterwards. Let's see if the next card makes any sense at all. No. No, the next 3 aren't. So, no, he's not letting me know any more than that. All my guide is saying is that no, we've got that, and it's a definite situation of somebody's just blind to what's happening. But it could also be the fact that he's put the blindfold on, but usually that card on its own would say that it's the person's blind to the situation. So I hope that helps you. I think you've got to look to your friends and see if we could and see if you can sort of try and get that blindfold off. And I think if you can get the blindfold off, I don't see any. There's no horror. There's no fights. There's no bad cards in it. In fact, you've got a little frog and sailing into the, well, not sunset, but sailing into the moon. And there you're actually quite happy. You're sat on that's you sat on the horse coming back from your friends helping you, and you're quite happy. So I see it. I see a happy outcome, but at the minute, the blindfold is most definitely on. So does he know? No, not at all. Or if he does, he's put his blindfold on. I hope that helped. Oh, I know one thing. This I'm on YouTube Studio, so I'm on. It says live, and it says people 0. I don't even know. It says 0, and I'd got 2 people on when Techie was on. So God knows why this says 0 people. If I click on it, I don't know if it didn't let me. So it's really strange. So hopefully that helped. Hopefully you heard the last bit. Well, I think that's quite important. So, have a nice evening. You're not far away. Are you on your times? So it's nearly 10 o'clock here. So it's nearly it's nearly 11 o'clock where you are. I think. So that's quite late. I don't usually come on this late. I've only just started doing it, so I'm quite happy. So, thank you very much. I think we will. It's just turned over an hour on this second attempt after my internet card went and corrupted. And I lost the internet. Thank you all. Thank you for coming. Thank you for asking your questions. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you all again. It's been quite fun. I've enjoyed that. I'm glad the wife asked me to do it. So thank you all. Have a good night, and maybe if you click subscribe, you'll find me back on one of the other evenings. If I'm going to do it, it's going to be on an evening, and I'll try and make it. I'm going to be trying to make it when it's somewhere like a not bad for the US. We've had South Americans today. But also not too bad for the Europeans, because obviously they're an hour or 2 ahead of me. So we're going to try and make sure it's somewhere in the right remit, so everybody can come on, and hopefully my internet card will not decide to disappear again. Thank you. There's one person just come on. Who's just turned up? Who's just turned up? I don't mind giving another reading if but with the last one, my back's hurting. I want a coffee. So who's the one person? I wish I could find out who. No, let me know. Don't think so. I wish I knew how to work out who was on. Actually, I can't. Participants, no. Just me. So, well, that person's gone. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed it. Somewhere around, I'd say around 7-8 o'clock UK time is where I'll be trying to hit any new one. I've had a couple of really good results today, so hopefully everything will be okay. Thank you and good night. We might be able to save this one even.